What's up, everybody, and welcome to Surviving Rocklahoma, as we apparently glitched out on the camera. The gremlins are back already. There we go. We'll see what they're doing, what's going on with my camera here shortly. Other than that, how's everybody doing? We are so glad to see everybody joining us for our weekly edition of Surviving Rocklahoma, your official podcast of Rocklahoma, as well as a growing source of all things local music. I am your host with the lots that rocks, Adam Richmond, and I have a awesome show for you tonight. We've got a couple of bands that we're going to be featuring. One of those Rock the Box as a new band that I have yet to feature here. So I'm pretty excited to crack that off for you guys. We also have a special guest tonight. Lynn Hernandez of Tulsa Rocks will be joining us here in about 25 minutes. So I tell you what, folks, get your beers, get your drinks, get your devil's lettuce, whatever you're going to be imbibing on, and get your stuff ready as we get ready to crack open the show. But before we do, we're going to pay homage to our sponsors. First up is DEB Concerts, who answers the question, what do you want to do with your life? I want to rock! And rock he will be doing inside the Roadhouse this year at Rocklahoma. He's got all kinds of bands. Check out this lineup of Rocklahoma, and those opening bands will all be at the DEB stage, including several locals. So we want to give DEB Concerts a huge prop for featuring our locals on his stage, as well as national bands and legendary artists that will be kicking off the pre-party Thursday of Labor Day weekend with Sebastian Bach, Lita Ford, Trickster, Rocket Science, and Crimson Love. Oh my gosh, there's going to be so many. Such a great time. I can't wait. Also, we want to give a special thanks to another proud sponsor of ours and Rocklahoma partner. I'm talking about At Your Service Rentals, the only place I know where you can get your own portable restroom for your campsite at Rocklahoma and Born and Raised Festival. I mean, how many festivals do you know of where you can get your own portable restroom for your campsite? That is absolutely awesome. You can squat in confidence, so you don't have to wander the campgrounds looking for a place to go number two. Like that guy, what are you doing over there?
Dinner was full!
Actually, this just in, folks. Tonight, you're going to want to share this live stream. We just found out about 2 hours ago that At Your Service Rentals has authorized me to give away a prize. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I get my numbers right. We are going to be giving away a prize tonight from At Your Service Rentals. He told me the prize, but then he told me we've only got 6 weeks away from Rocklahoma, and I about pooped myself. I about needed a portable restroom for my office. We are going to be giving away a $200 At Your Service credit each week for the next 6 weeks until games open. So tonight is going to be the first night that we give a portable restroom rental away, or At Your Service credit, I should say, for Rocklahoma. So you can get you a restroom and a swimming pool. If you don't need a restroom, you can get your RV serviced for a couple of times in a swimming pool. I mean, it's awesome, man. So thank you so much to Brett for that prize. you guys are just going to have to keep watching. And you know what? I'm going to watch our live viewers. I'm going to watch you in the chat. And we are going to we're going to announce when your cue is so that you can qualify for tonight's drawing. All right? So just hang in there. You got to keep watching the show to see how to win. Also, we would also like to honor our next sponsor and also a proud partner here of Surviving Rocklahoma. I'm talking about photography by Angel Lee, our own Rebel of Angel photography by Angel Lee, who has been our staff photographer for going on 4 years, y'all, covering Rocklahoma as we and our 10 years of Mayhem event that happened this last May. She always grabs stunning images, and there's one of us talking to our guest tonight, Lynn Hernandez, who was also at the event. We appreciate you so much, Angel, for capturing our journey as we cover the local music scene. We also want to give a shout out to the Rocklahoma bitches. Now, these two ladies are absolutely wonderful, and they keep the Rocklahoma spirit alive with us, and they are also proud to be some of the ones who donate our guitars that we give away as the grand prize for the Rocklahoma scavenger hunt. Justin Hoppy and our own Rocklahoma's George Washington will be announcing some details fairly soon. They are getting everything ready, and we will be able to give you guys some information on this year's scavenger hunt. But you can catch us inside the radio booth that we've been approved for this year. I can't say it without cheesing. Our radio booth at Rocklahoma, where you can watch those guitars evolve with more and more signatures as the weekend goes by, as we get everybody that we encounter in the media area to sign those guitars that we give them away. We also want to give a lot of props to our nonprofit charity organization that we've been working with for 6 years, the ROKAVET charity group, who believes music is medicine, and they do their best to get that medicine to the veterans as we routinely host giveaways, and we actually have been doing code words for all year so that a veteran can qualify and win a GA all weekend pass to Rocklahoma. And this is normally where I would give you your code word. I tell you what, I'm going to give you your winner. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have been collecting your code words and you submitted those to the ROKAVET email that we told you about last week, well, this is your chance. And your winner is Alva White. Congratulations, Alva White. You are going to Rocklahoma. Congratulations. Alva had all the correct code words and sent them in to the ROKAVET email. Good job. Congratulations, Alva. I am so happy, and we will see you there. We also want to give a shout out to Metalcore Clothing, who provides us with our threads this year. They designed this fancy shirt that I'm wearing right now, as well as a couple of other designs. You can get our shirts. You can buy your official podcast of Rocklahoma shirts on our our metalcore clothing store. The link is at the bottom of the comments. Use that link space, and that'll take you to our page where you can find all of our links to all of the social media networks. And you will also have a link to order those official shirts. And to those who buy, we appreciate you so much. You can also get them in person at the upcoming Turf Float Festival at Diamond Head Resort, where we will have a booth. We will be selling some swag, and we will also be doing some live feeds. So we hope to see everybody here in a couple of weeks at the Turf Float Festival here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. We also want to give a busload of thanks to the Big Old Bus, who brings a busload of debauchery to a festival near you. Not just Rocklahoma, but they will also be at the Turf Float Festival here in a couple of weeks, as we will be getting a lot of our rock fam here in Tahlequah at Diamond Head Resort. And I'm so excited to be partying with the Big Old Bus, and not just the Turf Floats. You can join me Saturday at Rocklahoma at the Big Old Bus, as we will be hosting the lip sync battle for the second time. So if you ever loved that show, or you're like me and you can't really sing, but man, can you fake it till you make it? The lip sync battle this is your contest to win. All you got to be able to do is rock out. You don't even have to be able to sing. Come out and join us. We also want to give a special thanks to our other newest sponsor. That is Paulette Haas, the realtor that rocks. If you are looking for a new place, maybe to get rid of the old place, or just looking to upgrade, don't just get you a house. Get you a house that kicks Haas from the realtor that rocks, Paulette Haas. You can find her properties available at paulette.kw.com. And for our last sponsor, we like to carry on a tradition here as we keep every week. And we are going to crack open a cold one as we have a cheers to an amazing show, as we've got a good one lined up for you folks. So on behalf of the sponsor that sells the suds that keep me sauced, Prior Liquors, Wines, and Spirits, cheers, everybody. Alrighty. So with that being said, folks, I also see, going in here to the comments, it looks like I'm going to have to be on my best behavior. Y'all don't embarrass me. The wife is watching. What is up, Charlena? There in the comments, I see you there, as she is on her hiking trip. Hopefully, she is enjoying her excursion in her trip. Cheap wine here, Christy says. Christian Hawk band submissions. Yes, we are going to be talking about that here in a little bit, Christian. Rebel Lynn is in the comments. Yes. Look at all of you folks. Man, already 35 viewers. I tell you what, folks, if and when we get up to 50 live viewers, I'm going to give away a $200 credit to At Your Service Rentals. So this is your chance. Share the live stream, and we will, once we get our numbers up there, we will do a giveaway. So in the meantime, we got a few things to talk about. First up, we were talking about ROKAVET a second ago. Last week, we did announce that they had announced their new festival. And we are so proud of ROKAVET as they throw their first festival next year on Memorial Day. And guess what? You can be a part of it. So ROKAVET wants you bands. They are looking for bands to be playing the ROKAVET event coming up next Memorial Day. So get your submissions together, get your EPKs, your demos, just like what you would send me, and check out ROKAVET. It's rokavet1@gmail.com. You can send those in. They will be looking for local bands with veteran members, any genre. Shoot your shot. Use the email below to submit for a chance to perform live in Post Oak, Oklahoma. And once again, you can send that to rokavet1@gmail.com. We also want to, this is the official podcast of Rocklahoma. We talk a lot of things Rocklahoma. We've been talking about some of the projects that we have been working on in the last couple of years, including the Rocklahoma campgrounds map. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want this, maybe you want to know where all the shenanigans are at Rocklahoma. Maybe you want to know where all the parties are, or whether you're just looking to get crazy or you're just looking for something a little chill. Well, this map is going to show you where everything is. It's easy. Go to survivingrocklahoma.com and click on the Rocklahoma Survival Guide. That'll take you to the page where you can access the campgrounds map. You can add your camp if you would like to be listed. We will also be having our regular best campsite contest. And from there, you can, the ballots will open up the week of Rocklahoma. You can also, there's also a couple of spreadsheets or PDFs that you can print these out. And it's multiple pages, so you can see just an overlay, so you can get an idea of how things are going to look. One thing to note, and in that, I want to give, once again, a massive thank you to the owners of Rocklahoma, Dave and Sharon Ginke, for allowing me to have an exclusive interview with them where they talked about a lot of things that are going to be changing, and a lot of policies as far as why the policies are where they are, the philosophies behind some of the decisions that are made with the festival, and it really provided a lot of insight. I encourage you to go to our YouTube channel and watch the full-length interview, as it will explain a whole lot, and you can really see how much they absolutely love this festival. Now, one of the things they did note in that interview is that the Roadhouse Stage, which contains the DEB concert stage, is it did move south a little bit. So if you go from the shower houses and go into the entrance, the GA entrance, you will come out right next to the DEB concert stage on your left. And then the Renegade stage is still where it always has been. Everything else is pretty much as it has been. But the Roadhouse stage, which contains the DEB concert, the Roadhouse, which contains the DEB concert stage, has moved a little south. Aside from that, folks, we got a spreadsheet that tells you all of the great events. We've got literally over 100 campsites that wanted to be listed on the campgrounds map. And then that map is an Excel spreadsheet. And if you're looking at it on a computer, you can always zoom in and zoom out. For example, you can go all the way in, and then there is your big old bus, for example, if you're wanting to find a campsite. So that's something that we've been doing for several years, and I want to give a huge thanks once again to Darren for helping me out with that, and for joining us last week as we talked quite a bit about the map. Going back to the comments, Zach, not going to lie, can't fully understand. Oh, I understand, Zach, but I tell you what, if you need some help, shoot us an email to survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com, or you can just send the message to the Surviving Rocklahoma page, and we will give you some one-on-one and explain anything that you might be confused about. Now, once again, we are going to be doing the Rocklahoma campsite best camp contest. There are multiple categories, including best newcomer, best event or party, and best overall camp. So it doesn't matter if you don't want to host any parties or big thing and you just want to decorate. That's something you could do in there. Or if you want to go all out and have a party and invite a bunch of people, that's on there as well. The ballot will come available the week of Rocklahoma, and we have a QR code. We're going to put some flyers out, and it will have that QR code on there so that not only will you be able to open that from your phone, but at the campsites, should you all want to print those out, you can hang those at your campsite as well so people know where to vote for you. Oh, the normal world maps that confuse me too, buddy. You should ride with me and see how often I get lost. As Cat West said, one of those camps that are throwing a major party is Cat's oil wrestling competition at Camp Discombobulated. That is definitely one you're going to want to see. It is always fun to watch what's going over there. It's all fun and games, and it's nothing competitive, just everybody having some fun. I see Casey, the AKA, the Christmas tree guy of Camp 'Tis the Season to Be Amazing, is in the comments, and we also want to thank Casey for designing our gremlins. And if you see some stuttering over there, I am so sorry. We'll just blame it on those gremlins. Hey, Casey, let's open that box of gremlins so everyone can see some of the things you do. It cracks me up every time. I almost don't mind when something breaks now. But with that being said, y'all, we've been talking a little bit about Rocklahoma. Oh, speaking of, oh, I gotta find it. I was not ready. I want to give a formal congratulations to our Miss Rocklahoma finalists, or not finalists, excuse me. Let me pull it up there. Our top Miss Rocklahoma contestants, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, our top 10. And I'm sure everybody's going to have a favorite. There's a lot of familiar faces in this bunch. I've got my favorite, nothing against the other girls, but our own, I'm not going to endorse anybody. I got to keep things fair and impartial. But congratulations to Crystal, Molly, Shelby, Ashley, Emel, Danielle, Daisha, Heather, Lauren, and Alyssa. Congratulations on making the top 10 for the Miss Rocklahoma contest. Folks, go to rocklahoma.com, click on the 3 lines in the upper left-hand corner, and you can click on Miss Rocklahoma, and then that is where you get to vote. So make sure you get those votes in. And you know what? I think it's time for us to break off into a little music while we are going to be joined by our guest here in a couple of minutes. Lynn Hernandez will be joining us. But in the meantime, I want you guys to enjoy these tasty tunes from a band that's going to be playing at a local festival called Rock the Equinox at the end of September. A great family-friendly event, free in Lake John Wells, Stigler, Oklahoma. I'll be there along with a lot of the Rocklahoma fam. But until then, Here's a little sample from Waking the Sleeper with Pieces. Alrighty, and we are back. Looks like the gremlins are still working on my video. Although I'm not seeing Lynn just yet, so we are going to continue with the show and wait for him to call in. Let me fix this one more time. Figure out why My video keeps doing that. There we go. Better. All righty. Oh, wow. Not sure why the aspect ratio went off there. But anyway, so once again, folks, we are... let me figure this one out here real quick. The joys of a live show, y'all. There we go. All right. But with that being said, y'all, that was Waking the Sleeper with Pieces. They are going to be at Rock the Equinox September. So I can't wait to see everybody there. It is going to be a rock family reunion, that is. And I'm not seeing Lynn just yet, so we are just going to go ahead and continue with the show. We still got plenty of stuff to talk about, including some upcoming events. Why is this thing freezing? We are going to take that off for a second. That is really annoying me. There we go. Maybe that'll be the last time we have to fix our video. All right. We'll call that good. All right. So once again, we've got some events coming up. First up, this month, July 26th, we have got Big Belly's Burgers presents the Summer Music Bash in Pryor, Oklahoma. We have got some great local bands that are going to be playing, and this is a local favorite bar and grill, and they have been wanting to do something with the show for a while, and we are so excited for Big Belly's Burgers as they throw this first event. We want to see everybody showing up over there. There will be some Rocklahoma and Born and Raised tickets up for grabs. So this is definitely a show you're going to want to see. And including, I can't see him right here, but I Forget, Shane Diego, Jackson Glasby, Brad Pilgrim, and others. So it is definitely a show that you are going to want to see. And yeah, I'm dropping frames over here. Not sure what's going on. And other than that, we are also going to be at the Terp Float Festival in Diamond Head Resort. It's going to be coming up here at the end of the month, here in just about 3 weeks or so. Looks like Lynn is trying to get in now. Adam, what's the day you're getting there, man? I got a wristband and a Jägermeister. Oh, Tyler, I can't wait, man. I'm not sure what day I'm going to be getting there just yet. There we go. This camera is really aggravating me. I think it's time for us to do some changes to the live stream. What do you? Because we get all kinds of issues. So I tell you what, while I'm working on my camera and all of that. Oh, hold on, we've got a guest. Let me fix that real quick. And ladies and gentlemen, yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy to announce that our guest is with us, and it is a pleasure to introduce somebody that I've listened to for a long time, and one of the inspirations of why I got into podcasting. Ladies and gentlemen, Lynn Hernandez. What is up,
What
buddy?
is up, my friend? How are you?
Oh, I am doing, man. This camera's ticking me off, but I think we got it. You know how live works. So,
Dude, I've told you this many times, and your loyal fans will remember this, but I remember the time that you went live, and as you always do, you open up your ceremonial beer. But I have already opened mine, and you accidentally spilled it all over your keyboard.
it
That
happens, man.
That was one of the funniest things ever. And by the way, fun fact, going back to my years at KMOD,
Mm-hmm.
we were located at 26th and Memorial then, and they were there for a long time. They were there when I moved here 20 years ago, and they're now at 71st and Yale. But back to when they were at 27th and Memorial, KMOD got a brand new board installed. And Adam, you know, those boards are really big. There's
Ooh.
lots of potentiometers on them, lots of buttons. It's just a really big control board. And Casey, who was our afternoon guy, the unofficial mayor of Bristow, USA, was one of the first ones to use it. And he had a Coke in there, and you're not supposed to have drinks in the control room. You can have food, but the drinks, believe me, the engineers don't want you to have any of that stuff in there. And he spilled his Coke over the new control board and knocked us off the air.
Oh my
Two
gosh.
two big strikes right there in the blink of an eye. And so when you talk about, yes, live, that's one reason why I love live, because it can be so unpredictable and exciting. So for you to spill your beer that one time I was watching you reminded me when KC spilled his Coke on the brand new control board at KMOD. It was awesome. I can say it because it wasn't me.
You ever watch those old Bill Dance fishing shows where he always had the bloopers and stuff? Those are always my favorite. But in doing what we do, you got to love improv and just winging it, and it's always a that's my favorite part. But and it's always an honor to have you watch the show anyway. Because I mean, after listening to you for so many years on the radio, it's always fun to be able to link up and cross collaborate. And speaking of, you were so good to us in inviting us on, inviting me to be on your show and up to see the studio. That was my first time in a real radio studio. So I was super excited about that. And I'd like to return the favor because I see you've got a show coming up this week.
Yeah. Okay, so it is our fifth, and by the way, you're always welcome to come up to the show. Um, we do it in the Eagle control room, which is where I work now, 1033 the Eagle, and that's in the same building where KMOD used to be, which is really bizarre. I'm not going to go into the reason why KMOD moved out or iHeart moved out, Cox Media moved in. I'm not going to talk about all that boring stuff. But anyway, it's weird that I'm back in the building I worked in for 10 years. So anyway, yeah, thank you for, first of all, for giving Tulsa Rocks time on your podcast. And I do watch your podcast. I love your podcast. I love the Dave and Sharon interview, the founders of Rocklahoma. That was really great.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was awesome. And our fundraiser is coming up on Saturday. We have one annual fundraiser, big one, every year. We do almost everything we do. When I say we, Jill Monroe and myself do, is raising money for the Red Dirt Relief Fund is one of our biggest benefactors. We've also donated money to the Tulsa SBCA, Tulsa Schools Foundation, lots of different nonprofits here in Tulsa. I mean, if you buy a Tulsa Rocks hat, any merch. You know, we got lots of merch. I'm not wearing a Tulsa Rock shirt. Oh, sorry. You know, all of our swag, a portion of that will go to a charity. Jill and I have a big party in a few weeks. Our birthday's August 7th. It's called ROKAHOMA. We'll talk about that another time, but we'll raise money for the Tulsa SPCA for ROKAHOMA. So, but this Saturday is our Tulsa Rocks concert number 5. When I started this podcast, shout out to Chris Kennedy. He was my first co-host. As a matter of fact, it was kind of his idea. We were over many of those. We were kicking ideas around. I was kind of woe is me, you know, KMOD fired me and all that. And he's like, dude, you are more valuable to this community than I think you realize. And I didn't realize until so much outpouring of support came after I left KMOD. So between Chris and I, we talked about doing a podcast. My son Atticus, who's 15 now, he was 11 then, came up with the name Tulsa Rocks. That's the kind of kids I raise. And so we started the podcast early in the year. As it progressed, Mayor Bynum at the time, Mayor GT Bynum, had proclaimed July Tulsa Music Month. And Chris and I looked at each other like, man, we got to do something. I mean, at that point, our podcast was all about music. Now it's evolved to support all things that make Tulsa rock. First responders, nonprofits, small local businesses, and the list goes on and on. But so we just decided to do something. I mean, the mayor proclaimed that in June. So we had like a month to figure out what to do and then to do it. And so, as you know, my watering hole is Cimarron Bar. Eric and Ashley at Simi do lots of fundraisers. I mean, they have one at least once a month, if not even more frequent. And so they know how to do it. And I asked if we could do something there, and they really did it. And then let me kind of tag my podcast name to it. So, so that was 5 years ago, believe it or not. So every year we just ask a couple of bands to play for free, by the way. They don't get paid to do it, which is one reason why. And a lot of these bands make money on Saturday night, but I didn't want to preclude them from being able to make money, to bring home for their family. So that's why our event is 3 to 8. And it's at Simi. And again, the benefactor is Red Dirt Relief Fund. So we're going to have Travis Kidd, which is one of my favorite guitar players. He's got a band, but it's just going to be him, a guitar, and a bar stool. Oh, wow. And he's going to kick things off. And then we're going to have 2 other bands. One's a kind of a newer one, but Zero Crossing is a band with Thad Timothy on the vocals. A lot of people know him here in Tulsa. He's been in many different bands. Great singer, great guitar player, and he's got a big heart because him and his band are doing this for no payment. So Zero Crossing, and then Steel Roses is a relatively new band put together by Travis Bond, who a lot of people know. Mm-hmm. And so it'll be really great to see Travis and his new band. So we're going to do that. We'll do what we always do. Jill and I will be selling raffle tickets for $1, and you could win VIP Rocklahoma tickets. Wow. And as you know, Adam, those are worth, what are they going for now? $325 per ticket.
Yeah. And actually prices just went up or are going up. So they're going up to the next tier. And as Dave and Sharon said, there's not going to be any last minute flash sales or anything like that, folks. So the you snooze, you lose. The more you wait, the more you pay.
Right. So, and by the way, I've never heard of a concert or festival allowing you to pay via a payment plan, but they do. You can put your tickets on layaway. Now a lot of places do, a lot of festivals do that, but Rocklahoma was the first one that I ever heard that you could do that. Anyway, so $1 per raffle ticket. If you want to buy 1,000 raffle tickets, that would be great. If you want to buy some swag, these are our newest t-shirts. It's the classic design that we started with, but on the back, it has our tour itinerary. Me and Joe Monroe are on tour this summer, and these are all the different places that we are going to give away Rocklahoma tickets. All of these are general admission, except this Saturday we have VIP tickets at Cimarron Bar.
Wow. And
Okay,
that's
so
freaking awesome, man.
The shirts are $25, but you get 5 free raffle tickets. And if you want to buy a hat, that's $25, and you get another 5 free raffle tickets. So, so on and so forth. And we have some gift cards. I just picked this up today. This is a place that Jill and I did a Tulsa Rocks live broadcast at just a couple weeks ago. Clark Crew Barbecue is on 71st near Garnett, and really great place. They're only about a year old. They have a really nice big patio, and they have live music on the patio too, which is what really intrigued me. But then I went out there and I talked to Jeremy, the general manager, and he was all about having Tulsa Rocks out there to do our live broadcast. And he gave me a $100 gift card. That's a lot of barbecue, Adam.
Oh my gosh, man, that'll feed me for a week.
And they have their own special spices. I hope you can see this, and barbecue sauce.
Oh my gosh.
And another bottle of their rib rub. And Clark Crew Barbecue has won many awards around the country, many national barbecue awards. So thank you, and shout out to Jeremy at Clark Crew Barbecue for that. We've got other gift cards to a great Italian restaurant called Sapore. We've got, of course, Patricia's adult toys to give away, as we always do at our bar events. And
I think our good friends at Kinklahoma might be in for that Patricia's package there.
Yeah. Oh, let me yeah. The first time that I brought adult toys from Patricia's, I've known Donna, the manager. She's a regional manager. I've known her for many, many years. When I was at KMOD, I've known her almost since I moved to Tulsa. And so when I started doing this podcast and trying to figure out how to do the podcast and what to do with the podcast, I just started doing what I've always done for the past 20 years at that time when I started the podcast, and that's going to bars and giving out free stuff. That's what radio does best. Give out free stuff. But since it's a podcast and it's mine, the twist is you can win cool things, but I want you to work for it a little bit. Buy a ticket, buy a raffle ticket, and then I'm going to take a portion of all that money and donate it to somebody that needs it. So I'm trying to turn this lemon into lemonade, right? Or a lemonade margarita, if you will. Me getting let go from my dream job was terrible and all that, but I tried to figure out a way to turn it around.
Yeah.
And help out the community. And so that's why we do what we do. And so anyway, so we have gift cards to give away. We got swag to sell. We got Rocklahoma and Born and Raised Fest VIP tickets. So for those that don't know, all your viewers know, I'm sure, but Born and Raised Fest is where they have Rocklahoma, and it's just 2 weeks after Rocklahoma. And I've been such a part of Rocklahoma since day one. When they started Born and Raised, I kind of wanted to go. Anyway, I'm a rock dude, but let me tell you, it's a party. There's not as many people out there, but it's still a hell of a party. I mean, this year Parker McCollum is playing, Treaty Oak Revival, and a whole lot of bands all weekend long. So we got VIP tickets. And Adam, as you know, once you go VIP, it's hard to go back to general admission.
I will never, nothing against journal admission, but I will always roll VIP. It's the shade tent, if nothing else. The buffet, the food, the free soft drinks, free water, and the air conditioning. It's totally worth the money, even if you don't even use your reserve seating. But at 42 years old, that's how I make it through the weekend. I go stand at the side stages because I know I can go back and sit in my seat and I don't have to fight to get close to see my favorite bands. So, Lynn, tell me a little bit about Rocklahoma this year for you. We've heard a lot about your event this week, and I'm so excited about it. But we've also got Rocklahoma coming up, and we always get to cover it from a unique angle that not everyone gets to see it from.
Yeah, and they've got new, I don't want to say management, because the founders, as you had on your show, Dave Genke and his beautiful, much better half, Sharon, are back in full control of the festival, along with Mark Niesel, who between those two and some other folks created Rocklahoma. Then they tried to hire out the management of the festival to AEG and Danny Wimmer. Mm-hmm. And so they wanted to take control back because they were getting some complaints, I think, and they what I personally feel is that it's hard to give up your baby. Yeah. Even if I don't know any of the numbers, really. I mean, you got to be in it to make money. If not, you're going to lose the farm, literally, because it's on a farm. But it's been such a part of Dave and Sharon's life, and they put their blood, sweat, and tears, literally, lots of blood, sweat, and tears into Rocklahoma. So for them to let it go, I'm sure was very difficult. But now they have full control again. They have hired new PR teams and marketing teams to help them because it's a big festival. They need a lot of help. And the folks that they have hired are phenomenal. And as you know, and your viewers know all about Rocklahoma already, so I don't need to go really into much about the festival, but the prices are going to be more.
It's definitely budget friendly for the weekend, and yes. they priced for the marathon.
Yeah. And when David and Sharon and Mark, sort of released control a little bit, and other people were handling pricing, especially, it got a little out of control. We Oklahomans don't like shit like that. So now they're back, and they've lowered the prices a little bit, and they're making Rocklahoma for the fans again. And I'm excited. Shinedown's one of my all-time favorite bands. Marilyn Manson always puts on a great show, and the lineup, I think, is stellar. In fact, I think the lineup is one of the best that it's ever been. As a matter of fact, the Thursday Throwdown is the best that I've ever seen out there, with Lita Ford and Sebastian Bach on the same stage and on the same night. Just blew me away when I found it. And there's Trickster and Rocket Science and some other great local bands too. But I mean, that dude. And so they have moved the stage to. I'm going to ask you a question now, Adam.
Okay.
So from what I understand, the DEB concert stage, or the Throwdown Thursday stage, whatever you want to call it, has shifted over a little bit. Is that right?
Yeah. They, if you go in, not the main GA entrance from the parking, but from the campgrounds, you go in that GA entrance by the shower house. By the way, folks, just from personal experience, we have a habit of attracting storms. So in the event of an emergency, those shower houses make a great shelter in a pinch. But as you go in through that GA gate, the Roadhouse will be immediately on your left. So there's not going to be that long walkway of open field with the big sign, Rocklahoma sign where
Okay.
people take photos.
Okay.
DEB is going to be right there.
Good. Okay. I like that. Yeah, I knew that they wanted to shift up the schematic a little bit. I think they wanted to move it away from the side stage, right? They wanted to give
Yeah.
the side stage a little bit more room.
I think it's a combination of they didn't want the music overlapping, and
Yeah.
the crowds can spread out a little bit more, especially if they need to get emergency services, security, or just general traffic flow. Um, in past conversations with Dave, he was mentioning some of the surveillance that goes on in the festival grounds and the cameras and stuff, and then we all know the wristband things that we check in and out. They monitor that flow very closely, and so from an
I would
ice,
love to see
yeah.
the data.
So, with that being said, they felt that there's more of a buffer that they needed, just kind of like whenever they moved it from moved the second stage, whatever you want to call it at the time, from where it was originally at next to the main stage.
Right. Yeah. No, I think I'm really excited to see the layout on how it's going to be. So I'm excited for this year, Adam. I'm really stoked about the bands. I mean, Five Finger Death Punch has been there before. You know, at this point, it would be really hard for Rocklahoma to try to hire bands that have never been there because so many bands have been there.
Yeah.
But yeah, but Five Finger, always awesome. Marilyn Manson, going to be great, and of course the great Alice Cooper, which has never been at Rocklahoma. I've seen him many times, and I can't wait to see Alice Cooper at Rocklahoma. Let's see. I'm just looking at the list now. Marky Ramone playing a bunch of Ramone songs. You know, the crowd will be stoked for that. Saturday, Breaking Benjamin, 3 Days Grace. Again, have all been there more than once, and so that's going to be great. Tom Morello, really excited to see Tom Morello. You know, he was in Tulsa not long ago at the Cade's Ballroom doing a very special presentation. Let's see what else. Yeah, and then Shinedown. I'm skipping over some of the smaller bands, mainly because I don't have my glasses on.
Oh yeah, I have to keep it up right here on the thing in front of my deal. But yeah, there's going to be a
great smaller bands. But you know, we don't need to go through the whole list again. Your viewers already know all this. But Shinedown, I mean, they could play every fucking year, and I'd be down with that. I love them so much. 311 has never been there.
That's
so
my band. That was my band to see. I've been wanting to see them for a long time. They're not like a household name in that it's not somebody on everyone's regular playlist. However, anytime you go back, then you see some of their songs popping up. They were one of my first concerts I went to in high school, and one of the ones that hooked me on concerts, especially at the Canes.
You saw 311 at the Canes. Wow.
Yeah, or it might have been the Brady, or Tulsa Theater Brady at the time. Yeah, it was one of my first times being up in the crowd and up on the rail, and they just put on an amazing show. And man, go ahead.
Bruce Dickinson, by the way, I hope he plays, you know, Run to the Hills or one of those.
Run for the Hills, yes.
I'm feeling he's not going to play any of those big Iron Maiden hit songs.
I would be surprised if he played more than one, to be honest with you. I don't think a lot of people really know about his solo work, and
he's got got a new album out, and so I think he's going to stick with that. So, but I would hate to hear the reaction of the crowd if he walks off stage and doesn't do one recognizable Iron Maiden song.
Right.
I would hate that. I love Bruce Dickinson. I love Iron Maiden. Fun fact, Bruce Dickinson has the same birthday day, not year. He's older, as me and Jill Monroe.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Flyleaf is a cool band from Texas. They've got, I mean, I don't know if I'd consider them a one-hit wonder, but that one hit was really cool. And their singer that they had is back with the band, that chick lead singer. So that'll be cool. The Struts will be great. Dirty Honey, I love to pieces. I love them.
They're a real unsung one. They were also one of my first that I interviewed when I got.
Yeah.
So they were super, super cool. They were young,
Yes.
but man, they were a couple of hippie kids, and they just lived the life, man.
Yeah, they're the band I interviewed in the porta potty backstage at Rocklahoma. Mike Tramp from White Lion. I can't wait to see him. I remember when White Lion first came out, and I thought that they were so great. And so to see Mike Tramp play those White Lion songs, I'll be really excited for that. And then we already talked about the Thursday Night Throwdown. So
absolutely,
yeah, I'm
man.
excited.
Super stoked.
And Joe will be there. Tulsa Rocks will be in the house. So I don't know how the media is going to be set up. Maybe you do. I heard it may change a little bit, and things may be a little bit different from our perspective. But regardless, yeah, we're excited about it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited, but I'm scared to see what they're going to be doing for us. I really haven't been kept in the loop as far as what it's exactly going to look like. I know they're going to introduce a few things, and I've been advocating for them to make small changes. Don't reinvent the wheel. Give us a chance to adapt. And it's anytime that things change, there's always some growing pains here and there. And
I'll rumors. I don't care.
But I will say, fortunately,
the rumor that I've heard is that whole Radio Row may be gone, or they may utilize that for something different. Another rumor I've heard is that the media tent that we are usually in, a lot of podcasters are in there, or stations that are, not really very close to Oklahoma, sit in there. That may be better. They're talking about compartmentalizing that tent a little bit more, and maybe even including some air conditioning, which would be fucking great.
Oh, it's much needed.
Yeah. So they want to make it look cooler. The new people that came in kind of took a look at it and said, this is kind of bland, and let's spice it up a little bit. Let's make it look a little more rock and roll. Anyway, and then the way that they're going to do artist interviews, like, say, for example, Shinedown, instead of Shinedown going to the Cat and KMOD, which most of the big bands go to those two radio stations, the first two positions on Radio Row, and then sometimes they just leave because those two stations play their music, on the radio. So they give them preference. It's been my experience anyway, that they give them preference. And then after that, it's just sort of, if you can grab somebody while they're going back and forth on the golf cart and get a quick interview or a selfie or something, then great. But so what they may do instead is more like a sports team after, after a basketball game, they interview the Thunder, like all the people, reporters, because that's really what we are. We're reporters. Will go to a room and interview the bands more like that, like a sports team sits in, at a table, a couple of microphones. The coach talks first,
like a press conference.
Yeah. Sometimes the owner talks first, then the coach, and then the big star players, and then everybody gets a chance to ask a question. So I don't know, but that's just kind of a rumor I heard. A month ago.
In my conversations with the marketing team, they've been exploring a lot of different ideas, and they had initially thought about adding more bars over by where Media Row, and fortunately, Dave listened to.
That might be a bad idea.
Right. To my understanding, Dave heard out the pleas of the media outlets and decided to go ahead and keep Radio Row the way it is. Although they're going to have to make room for us because for the first time ever, we've been approved for our radio booth, and so I'm excited about that. Now the media area, the tent where I've always cut my teeth and learned from, that, like you said, that's been really open forum, cafeteria style. Everybody grabs a table, sets up your little booth or whatever. We could have very minimal signage and stuff like that because we had to accommodate everybody. And I believe they're still going to have that, and people are still going to be able to have their one-on-ones and have basically their desk so that they can have their equipment and set up. But I think it's going to be a blended of that and then the sports conference, or the conference style, to where one person sits at the table and fields questions. But I think that'll be, as long as they do it right, it'll be great for everybody. I'd hope they don't go all the way towards that, because it kind of cuts into us doing the one-on-ones where we've got these local and national up-and-comer bands, and they're thirsty and they want that promotion and they want exposure, and that's what we'd come there for. That's, in my opinion, that's what a festival is so that you can meet so many new people and people can put themselves out there, and then others can support that, especially in the music community. But as you know, it's those big bands, the headliners, the legendaries, the award winners. Those are super hard to pin down, and you've got to work every connection you've got. So if they do have that conference style, I'll be excited myself, because I can at least, have some content to share to the show. But
those bigger bands, especially like Marilyn Manson, he's got so much makeup, and Alice Cooper, it takes so long just to prep him. And then after the show, the last thing he wants to do is sit on a fucking press conference, with his makeup melting off his face. So there's some of those artists I could see where they may just not do anything. Mm-hmm. Or if they do, it's like, okay, you guys got 15 minutes tops, go. And then they sit at the conference room, or like you said, press.
Yeah.
But these guys, they got to catch a flight. They got to get to Tulsa International, and they, this, that, and the other.
All I can say is I've done some amazing things with 15 minutes.
Giggity. That's what she said. So I got to give a shout out to, speaking of Rocklahoma, last year I got Hailstorm to autograph a guitar.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
This is one of our auction items on Saturday.
Awesome. And
so we have Tom Kiefer from Cinderella, George Lynch, of course, Lynch Mob and Dawkins, Brett Michaels.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Where's my Hanson one?
Careful reaching. I spill beer when I do that.
Anyway, I got a really cool guitar from Hanson. They even drew little pictures and everything. So
how fun is that?
We're going to try to do an online auction also. So for those that can't make it to Cimarron Bar on Saturday, you'll still have a chance to bid on a guitar. And I'm just going to try to open it up, and that way, hopefully, you're going to raise more money than we did last year for the Red Dirt Relief Fund. Hey, we got to give a shout out to Miss Rocklahoma. You can now go on Rocklahoma and start voting.
Absolutely. We were mentioning that at the top of the hour, and much congratulations and props to all the ladies who submitted and put themselves out there. And there's a Facebook group.
Also, we got to vote for our Tulsa girls.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to support your locals, y'all. There's also a Facebook group out there on Facebook for the Miss Rocklahoma, and it's just kind of like a sub community that supports the contests and, empowering each other to, our Rocklahoma bitches as they proudly support that whole thing and keep it all friendly. It's all a friendly thing. It's not a big it's a big contest, but folks, do it for fun. Do it the right reasons. Represent our community. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. I'm excited about Rocklahoma this year. For the first year ever, it is going to be all in August too. Labor Day weekend, the way it lands on the calendar, none of it in September.
That's still messing with me. I'm still having trouble not saying September.
Yeah. So it's, I just hope it's not going to be too hot. The one nice thing about it moving to Labor Day weekend was that, versus Memorial Day weekend is, first of all, it's not as rainy and hot. So the weather's a little bit nicer and, Labor Day weekend than Memorial Day weekend. Way nicer than mid-July. Good Lord. That was,
oh my gosh.
I still can't believe we lived through those fucking years. It was hot and dusty and 5 nights. It was 5 nights, Adam. Jeez.
I remember there's 2 years. I can't remember which one. It might have been 18. I dubbed it Hotlahoma because it was just no rain all weekend, which was great. But then it was like 100 degrees all weekend, and I was afraid to jump in my pool because I was going to come out like a crawfish. Man, it was hot.
Yeah, you guys get a pool. We have never done that. We need to do that this year because you have a pool rental sponsor, right? Pool and porta potty rental sponsor.
We absolutely do. And you know what? Why don't you help me out? This is the first time I've ever got to do something together with you. We do have a generous sponsor, At Your Service Rentals, who provides all of the facilities for Rocklahoma, all the porta potties and all of that. They have approved us for a giveaway. And Lynn, what do you say you and I give away a $200 credit to At Your Service Rentals for Rocklahoma? And I'm just going to do this the easy way and put it in a random number generator. And here, let's drop what's the easiest way to do this? I am going to draw a number.
Okay.
Between how many people shared this live stream? Let's do that. All right. 1 and 10. Between 1 and 10, Lynn, pick me a number.
7. Lucky number 7.
All right. Random generator. All right. And the number is 5. Number 5. So I'm going to look over here and see.
Adam,
yes, sir.
Call for me. I'll be right back.
All right. Absolutely. We got you, Lynn. Well, Lynn takes off a second. I'm going to pick the a winner at random, and I'm submitting our comments into a number generator. We are going to be giving away 1 and 2, 3, and congratulations, Cat West. Cat West, you have just won a $200 credit to At Your Service Rentals. And yes, Camp Discombobulated is going to be provided with a $200 credit from At Your Service Rentals. That could be a swimming pool. That could be a pool rental. If you got RVs, they can have RV services out there. Congratulations to Cat West. That is awesome. And, we want to thank At Your Service Rentals for generously donating that prize package. And we will have more leading up to Rocklahoma. We're going to be giving away 5 more passes in the next 5 weeks. So definitely want to be following the show. And we are on the air with Lynn Hernandez, even though my camera's messing up a little bit. We got the gremlins running rampant on the
Hey,
live stream.
can
But
I ask you, how much is it to rent a pool for the weekend?
I think in the past it was 80. I don't know if it went up. It might have
That's
went,
all.
but yeah.
And it's there waiting for you when you get there?
They usually show up if it's not already there. They usually show up fairly quickly, and it's just a little inflatable pool. It's not something you're going to get a lot of people in. Although the current record of people in the at your service rental swimming pool without breaking it or popping it is 22. Just
That's hilarious.
just not a little useless knowledge for you right there. The current capacity, we fit 22 people in there once.
Okay, so I went to grab one of our other guitars, and this one's signed by Brett Michaels of Poison.
Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous.
So Brett Michaels wrote Poison on it, also Brett Michaels and BMB, which is Brett Michaels Band. So I was looking for my Hanson guitar. I hope my son didn't take it and put it in his room. But so yeah, please come out on Saturday and help us raise money for the Red Dirt Relief Fund, who in turn takes money and donates it to area Oklahoma musicians, because as we know, they're not some of them are not the most savvy with their money. But it's hard, I mean, you're self-employed, it's health insurance can be expensive, and a feather in the cap of Red Dirt Relief Fund, they have just crossed over an incredible milestone. They made this announcement over the weekend. They have now donated over $1 million to area Oklahoma artists. So,
oh my gosh, that's here. That's what we got studio audience for. Cheers to y'all. Alrighty, Lynn. Well, as much as we could talk all night about this stuff, we are running out of time. So I do want to thank you so much for coming on the show, and apologizes for the glitches we're having in the buffering, but I'll have a uninterrupted live stream uploaded later on. Now, before I let you go, I always like to give my guests 5 minutes or so, a last minute chance to address the fans, the audience, your listeners, the folks who have been listening to you for all these years. Lynn, the stage is yours.
First off, thank you, Adam, for all you do. People don't realize they watch your show and you do such a great job at it that it takes a lot of time to produce your video content, to set up interviews. It takes a lot of money. You got to pay for equipment and lighting, and then something breaks, so now you got to replace it. You got to drive to the computer store, and you got to get in your car. I mean, all these little things really do add up a lot. And I was shocked when I first started doing this, how much it was costing. And you even go way above and beyond what I do. So kudos to you. Also kudos to my co-host Jill Monroe. She's been so awesome as a co-host, and I love her to death. And she has breathed so much great life and enthusiasm into this podcast. So thanks to her. And all of our volunteers. We actually have people now that come out to our Tulsa Rocks live broadcast events and help out. Stony is a big, huge help. My girl Jade, JB Sampson comes out, and a handful of others that come out and just help, man, because we do these things at bars, and it can get kind of busy. When we're giving away Rocklahoma tickets. I mean, a pair of GA tickets is worth what, $400 right there, if not more. So I mean, they're a pretty hot commodity. And so Saturday, Cimarron Bar, we're there from 3 to 8. You don't have to get there right at 3 o'clock, but certainly get there before we're done, so you can buy a raffle ticket and maybe win VIP Born and Raised Fest and Rocklahoma. So see you Saturday.
Hell yeah. And I'm telling you folks, if you have got anyone, any friends that are wanting to go to Rocklahoma, this is the time for you to be getting those folks in our live streams and in the audience, because we just love to give this stuff away. And so it always, it's a kick for us when they give us stuff to give away. And be sure that you go to Lynn's show and get your chance to win, and look at that swag, look at that stuff that you guys can get. Thank you all so much for supporting us.
And shout out to Lamar Billboards. They, were nice enough to donate billboards to the cause. So if you're driving up and down I-44 or 169 or other areas around Tulsa, you see a Tulsa Rocks billboard. I mean, that's really pretty cool. I never thought I'd be able to expand the brand in that fashion. So
I'm not gonna lie, before we leave, I was heading back from an appointment, and I was heading back and I saw your billboard, and I'm like, what the heck, when did Lynn get that? I was very jealous in a friendly way, my friend. Congratulations, that's awesome.
Oh man.
you know what, Lynn, it is a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And we will definitely see you soon.
Hang on, Adam.
Yeah.
Computer. How many days till August 28th?
Till August 28th. I know it's just under 6 weeks. Oh, you're putting me on the spot. How many?
No, I'm asking my computer. I have an Alexa. Computer, stop. Also, by the way, Alexa has released a Alexa Plus. It's supposed to be better. It's worse. Computer, how many days till August 28th?
45 days.
Okay.
Sorry, wrong computer. I thought you was talking about the cyborg.
I was asking my my smart speaker over in the other room. But yeah, so 45 days away, man. We're going to be there. We're going to throw down.
It is coming fast, man. I am so not prepared.
Never are.
Alrighty, Lynn. We will definitely see you next time. Thank you, friend.
Thank you.
And once again, that was Lynn Hernandez. Thank you all so much for tuning in and staying with us as we had some buffering issues along the way, but hopefully the audio was coming through just fine. We are recording, and so we will be uploading that interview to our YouTube channel this week, so you guys will be able to get the high quality and unbuffered version of that interview with Lynn Hernandez of Tulsa Rocks. Now, with that being said, folks, we do have some issues with our live stream, so I do believe we are going to go ahead and bring this to a close, as we are running a little bit late, but that's totally fine, because that's the great thing about being having your own podcast, because you could do whatever you want, and that's what we do here. So with that being said, you know what, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors. First up is DEB Concerts, who will be at the Roadhouse with the DEB Concert Stage at Rocklahoma this year. And if you're at Rocklahoma and you want to get your own portable restroom or your swimming pool for your campsite, it's easy. Contact At Your Service Rentals and let them know
Dinner was full.
And also, don't forget to give a huge shout out to the Rocklahoma bitches. And speaking of, I've got a code word that I haven't given away just yet. Here is the code word for the Rocklahoma bitches experience, brought to you by the Big Old Bus. And this week's code word is Rock Bus. And make sure that you are saving these code words and staying tuned, as we will have details for the next step. But for the next 5 weeks, make sure that you are collecting these code words so that you can qualify for the Rocklahoma Bitches Rockstar experience, as they will be giving away 2 Rockstar passes to Rocklahoma. Guys, these tickets are expensive. They're sold out. This is a huge, huge value. You will be in the areas that I had to work for like 9 years to get into. So it's going to be awesome, folks. But your first step is to collect a word. And this week's word is rock bus. Also, we want to give a shout out to our proud partner and sponsor, Photography by Angel Lee, who's been taking our photos for several years, and she will be in the photo pit this year at Rocklahoma, as she will be bringing those stunning images for us and be helping out with our interviews. You can stop by and see her, as well as the operation, as we work from the radio booth on Radio Row this year. Also, we want to give a shout out to ROKAVET, the non-for-profit charity that believes that music is medicine, and their mission is to give that medicine to our veterans, our men and women and active service folks, and Blue Star and Gold Star families, as they support initiatives to help with PTSD and other mental health issues. And we've been working with them for several years, and we've given over 200 passes, not only to Rocklahoma, but other festivals and concerts as well. Make sure you look them up on Facebook and send all of your veteran friends and family to ROKAVET. Also want to give a shout out to the Big Old Bus, bringing a busload of debauchery to a festival near you, Rocklahoma. And next up is Terps and Chains at the end of this month here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. We also want to give a shout out to Metalcore Clothing for producing our t-shirts this year, as you can get your shirts by visiting our link in the comments. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. That'll take you to a page where you can get all of the links, including the link to our merch. Also want to give a shout out to Paulette Haas, the realtor that rocks. Don't just get you a house that kicks Haas, from the realtor that rocks. That's paulette.kw.com. Also, folks, we had a great show. I mean, we had some buffering issues, but it still went well and went off without a hitch. And so for that, I say, let's go ahead and have a cheers. So, from all of us, from all of the sponsors, especially the sponsor that sells the suds to keep me sauce, Prior Liquors, Wines, and Spirits. Cheers, everyone. And, yeah, and let me see, make sure that everything is flowing okay. I see we got a little bit of a lag, but hopefully when I conclude this stream, it doesn't cut off our interview early or anything. But thank you all once again for bearing with us with technical issues. But until next time, rock on.